10 years. That's according to figures from the NHS in England. It comes as a new study claims many doctors aren't sure how to support people who need help. Newsbeat's Anthony Baxter's here.
And Chris, two things going on today. The first, these latest figures then, they're from the NHS. They show almost after self-harming in 2000, up 68% in 10 years. At the same time, the mental health charity Young Minds says new research suggests teachers and doctors often feel unsure about how to support those who need help. Will is 20. He self-harmed as a teenager.
My first proper relationship was about a year and 4 months, and when that sort of broke up, I got pretty down, didn't know where to turn.
So what did you do?
I'd sit there and
He says he hid his problem, but his parents found out, so made him get counselling.
I felt like I was sort of punishing myself, to be honest, in a weird sort of twisted way. I felt better for that. Pretty heartbreaking when your mum sat there crying to you saying, please do something.
Do you kind of regret that you have scarred yourself for life?
Yeah, absolutely. It's bad that someone can feel that low to do something like that to himself. And I was at that point.
And there's more with Will online. There's advice too. Just search Newsbeat self-harm.
OK, Anthony, just give us some more on that research from the mental health charity.
OK, well, as part of it, 200 doctors were questioned. Now, around half said they felt they didn't understand the problem, while most said they felt their training wasn't good enough. The British Medical Association, which represents thousands of health workers, doesn't disagree, but it argues it isn't possible for GPs to know everything about every problem.
OK, well, lots of your thoughts coming in on this today. Anna texted us to say she's ended up in hospital a few times after self-harming and has nothing but praise for hospital staff. And Dan says he's been in hospital twice.
I think if it would have been sorted out in the first place, then it would have been the appropriate help put in afterwards, may have been prevented.
On Newsbeat's Facebook page, Jamie says she felt her doctor ignored her problem.
A couple more texts. One here says there needs to be more funding for mental health training. April says self-harm is glamorized online, making people think it's the only way to deal with their emotions. Keep your thoughts on that one coming.
Newsbeat.
The man in charge of the BBC has admitted that an investigation into sex abuse by Jimmy Savile should have been allowed to go ahead a year ago. In fact, journalists on the show Newsnight were told to shelve their report. Their interviews finally made it onto TV last night on another programme, Panorama. Newsbeat's Steve Holden was watching.
The Panorama programme spoke to a man called Kevin. He put his hand on my knee and started touching me. He grabbed my hand and forced my hand on top of his trousers and made me sort of rub him. He claimed it happened backstage at Jim'll Fix It, which was at one time one of the BBC's most popular shows. They were interviewing